First off, let me just say I apologize for the hiatus, but without further ado, welcome to the most watched and listened to show on the RWT Podcast Network. Welcome to the Major League Show. What's going on, guys? Your boy Moses Marquez coming at you with a fresh episode of the Major League Show, where we will go over all of the fun jazz that is New Japan Pro Wrestling, as we will be going over a special edition of the G1 special in San Francisco coming up on July 7th. But just like I do each and every show that I do, I go into smidge bits of news. And for Japanese news, there's a little bit of news, not a whole bunch of news, but a handful of news. And before I get into the G1 climax, I will go through that block set very quickly. But there was a 2-night stint for the Strong Style Evolved United Kingdom Tour, where both the British Pro Wrestling, Revolution Pro, Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship and Tag Team Championships were on the line. The Tag Team Championships were defended and retained by the team of Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr., who took on the team of Kazuchika Okada and Tomohiro Ishii. And then on night 2, the undisputed British Championship was defended by Tomohiro Ishii against Minoru Suzuki, but Minoru Suzuki walked away. The new Revolution Pro undisputed British champion. Congratulations to Minoru Suzuki, adding another belt to his collection. So, very quickly, I did just promise a lovely G1 get down, and so that's what I will bring to you, the people. So, very quickly, as all of you know, the New Japan block goes in a bit of an odd way. It's almost a month tournament, about 28 days. Starts on July 14th, and it'll go as long as August 12th. It is a 20-man tournament. I don't want to say it's double eliminations. They go pretty much off of points. You get 2 points for a victory, 1 point for a draw, no points for a loss. So those are some good ones right there. Again, it's about a 28-day tournament, So this is going to be grueling for a lot of guys. We're going to see some key matchups, but quickly we'll go through the blocks, and I'll give you some key matchups following. The A block will see the likes of Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan, Toge Makabe, Michael Elgin, Kazuchika Okada, the current IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion Jay White, Yoshihashi, Bad Luck Fale, Hangman Page, Evil, and the new British World Champion Minoru Suzuki. That is for the A block. For the B block, we have Juice Robinson, the current never openweight champion Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, Toru Yano, Tama Tonga, Tetsuya Naito, Sonata, and Zack Sabre Jr. That is both the A and the B block. And some key matchups for the A block will be some key matches like Tanahashi versus Okada, Bad Luck Fale versus somebody awesome. Maybe Bad Luck Fale versus Suzuki. That could be an all-out brawl. You got Jay White versus Michael Elgin. I think could be really good. Evil versus Elgin can be really good. I do like the idea of Suzuki and Tanahashi. I believe that could be another really good match. Also, for the B block, I am highly looking forward to a rematch between Kenny Omega and Juice Robinson. We get to see the highly anticipated singles competition between Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. We also get to see Kenny Omega take on his favorite opponent, Toru Yano. We get to see Ishii and Omega, which could be amazing. Tetsuya Naito and Omega could be awesome. Tama Tonga and Kenny Omega, I think, could be incredible. And I would love to see him and Zack Sabre Jr. go at it. So, that's the upcoming G1 Climax tournament. Again, 28 days. The tournament is going from July 14th to August 12th. Winner gets the awesome contract and goes on to headline Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom 13 and take on Kenny Omega or whomever the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion is at the time. I believe it will be Kenny Omega, and just because I'm one of those guys, I want to give you my answer right here, right now. As much as I like the idea of Okada Omega 5, I see it being Kota Ibushi, finally, for him also, winning the Heavyweight Championship. So, but that is just all speculation, my speculation, if you will. And let's quickly go over nothing more. There's pretty much been, well, there was one title defense back on June 18th, about 2 weeks ago. And that was Hiromu Takahashi taking on El Desperado for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Hiromu defends it well in a pretty hard-fought match that definitely was on par with what Takahashi normally does. I felt like it could have been a little better, but who am I to complain? I wasn't taking the bumps. So, actually, for one real bit of news, for those of you who do not have New Japan World, and I highly recommend you get it, and you get it ASAP. But for those of you who do not have New Japan World, but they do have Access TV, Access TV will be streaming the show live, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time, 8 o'clock Eastern, and it will be doing the same exact showing on the New Japan World on July 7th. Again, the G1 special in San Francisco. So quickly, I'm going to go through all 9 matches for this lovely event. And I will give you any background stories that's going on and get you prepared. Because that's what this episode is, guys. Not only is it my return episode of the Major League Show, but this is going to be that, I guess, a beginner's guide. Because that's been working out for me so well. If you listened to my beginner's guide to Wrestle Kingdom 12, I believe it was Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho was the big match of it all. It got you psyched and ready for that upcoming one. I'm hoping to do the same here. Big matches coming up. I'll go through some of them. Some of them are just to get some of the good guys out there in front of the awesome San Francisco crowd. So, match number 1, we have Sho, Rocky Romero, Yopungi 3K, Gato, Yoshihashi, all members of Chaos, taking on the Bullet Club team of Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, Tonga Loa, Tamatonga, and the returning King Haku, the father to Tamatonga Tongaloa, and he will be coming back to whip some ass. I love it. No real backstory for this one. More of just a gimmick match to get King Haku back in there. Get a big pop out of the San Francisco crowd. I love it. I think it's going to be a fun one. Second match of the night, we have what seems to be a constant match going on throughout New Japan, but the reason it's a constant match throughout New Japan is these two men hate each other. 2 of the 4 men in this match absolutely downright hate each other and go to blows every single time they're in the ring with each other. And that team would be Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, Zack Sabre Jr. against Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki. Ishii, Suzuki, they hate each other. They're brawlers. They beat the crap out of each other. That's what makes this match awesome. But Zack Sabre's going to do some incredible submission work. Maybe we might get a laugh out of Yano here and there. But all in all, I think this is going to be a good match. I think it's definitely going to be a fun one. Definitely worth watching. Next match we have up is another tag team match. It's Kushida and Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan, taking on a Bullet Club team of Marty Scurll and Hangman Page. I think this is going to be a fun match. It's going to allow Hangman to shine a little bit. Marty and Kushida will definitely light the place up. And Tanahashi, well, his hair will definitely get the most attention during this match. I'm totally joking. His hair is glorious. It's just vibrant and awesome. And I think Tanahashi's going to do some cool stuff. We might see a high fly flow. I sure hope so. So, up next, fourth match of the night, the Never Openweight Championship being defended by Hiroki Goto against a challenger and somewhat of a newcomer to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's been doing a little bit of the tours on the side and the background, mainly just house shows. But if you know him from promotions like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. You know him from promotions like Black Label Pro, Major League Wrestling. Let's see, where else did he get? Maybe, possibly, you know him from Lucha Underground. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb coming in to take on Hiroki Goto for the Never Openweight Championship. I think that's going to be a fun match. You got two big dudes. One big dude who loves to throw people around, and another guy who, well, he kind of likes to throw people around too. So this might be a very fun one. I think it's going to be awesome. This is basically just somewhat of an open challenge that Jeff Cobb has already stated he's going to be there. No real backstory, just some awesome wrestling, hopefully. So, but one match here that does have a little bit of a backstory, and I'll get into it as soon as I announce the teams. It is the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Title match. The newly crowned champions, the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, taking on the former IWGP Heavyweight Champions, the team of Evil and Sonata. This whole thing started back in Dominion, where the Young Bucks originally won the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship titles. And because of that, Evil and Sonata somewhat had a bad taste in their mouth. They feel like this was a fluke win. The Young Bucks, that was a fluke win. We want a rematch, and that's exactly what's going on. And because Nick and Matt Jackson do not back down from a challenge, and they are jacked to the gills because they are heavyweights now, I think this is going to be on par, if not better, than their match at Dominion. It's definitely going to be very good storytelling inside the ring, and I will give you my prediction on who at the very end, but I do think that this tag team match could easily be a show stealer. Next match we have up is another tag team match. Got to get all those guys out there. Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada taking on the team of Bushi and Tetsuya Naito. Chaos against Los Ingobernables de Japón. So, of course, Tetsuya Naito, we know he's over like, oh, holy shit. He's going to be loved by that San Francisco crowd. I think they're going to love him. I think it's going to be fun. Very, very fun. And then, of course, we have Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada. The Rainmaker will definitely make it rain in San Francisco, and Will Ospreay will do some awesome flippy shit. I see a lot of fun in this match. Bushi can definitely be a good worker. So, the final three matches of the night are going to be in this order: the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship, and then finally the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. First, we start with the Junior Heavyweight Championship. We have Hiromu Takahashi taking on a stout opponent in Dragon Lee. This stints back all the way to the Best of the Super Juniors tournament, where they put on one hell of a show, and it got to the point where Dragon Lee was actually getting his mask torn by members of Los Ingobernables. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I think this is going to definitely be on the level that most junior heavyweight title matches are. They are normally some of the best matches on the show. This might definitely be in that upper echelon. And I think this is going to get you on your feet, but unfortunately in the death spot that I don't think they're going to die the death other matches have in this spot. I think this is going to be a very, very good match, and that is the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match. Jay White taking on the challenger Juice Robinson. This has been a very well built feud. During the Dominion show, Jay White had a tag team match. I forgot who his opponent was, and he took on Juice Robinson and I want to say David Finlay. Well, Juice Robinson was very easily able to beat Jay White, pin him clean in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, after hitting Pulp Friction, allowing him to get a shot at the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Now, Jay White has taken it upon himself to try to attack Juice as often as he can, to the point where he had broken his left hand. And if you know anything about Juice Robinson, Juice uses that left hand to set up punches. Juice, and he sets it up, punch after punch after punch, so he can set them up for Pulp Friction, which might be a bit of an issue. He's been using his right hand in the house shows as of late. I feel like it's working, but nothing beats the hand that you're strong with. We'll see. Again, a match that's normally in the quote-unquote death spot, I think might just shine a little brighter than people think. And finally, we have a match that we've seen once before, but I think it's going to be on another scale tonight, or on the 7th, excuse me. And that's going to be the IWGP Heavyweight championship match. Almost said the United States heavyweight championship match. But the heavyweight championship match. Kenny the Cleaner Omega, the 66th IWGP heavyweight champion, taking on the challenger Cody. We previously saw this match during an ROH pay-per-view. Had a little bit of screwiness, but all in all, it was a very good match. I think it's in front of a San Francisco crowd and under the New Japan banner with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on the line. I think this is going to be that much better than their ROH match was. And I feel like they could definitely put on a great show to the point where it may be believable that Cody could actually walk away with this. But before I give you my actual predictions, we're just going to start at the top, and I'll give you the predictions from there. I know, nail biter, you're going to have to wait to the end to find out who I think will win in the main event. But first, Yosho, Rocky Romero, Gedo, Yoshihashi, Bullet Club. I say Bullet Club. Bullet Club wins. Why? Because King Haku is there, and King Haku's the man. Enough said. Then we got Yano, Ishii taking on Sabre Jr. and Suzuki. I like the team of Ishii and Yano. I think they're going to be that much more over in the U.S., in San Francisco. I know people love Sabre. I know people love Suzuki. But I think Ishii's lost a bit too much lately. And I think he's ready for a win. He's primed for a win, if you will. So, Yano, Ishii, I'm going with them. Kushida, Tanahashi against Scroll and Hangman Page. As much as I think Scroll and Hangman Page, Scroll and Kushida are going to go back and forth and definitely light this match up, I feel like Tanahashi is going to suck all the glory up with his hair. I'm totally joking. But I think it's going to be a really good match. I think we're going to see a high fly flow. I think we're going to see Adam Page do some awesome moonsaults. Kushida's definitely going to do his thing. Marty Scroll's definitely going to do his thing. And it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be worth the watch. This might not exactly be that quote-unquote bathroom break match, but I don't see not one of those through this whole card. So don't drink too much beer at that show, or you're going to have to go wee-wee, and I don't feel bad for you may miss. All right, next match, the first title match of the night. Never Openweight Championship, Hiroki Goto, Jeff Cobb. I am going to shock the world and go Jeff Cobb. This belt has been going hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. Michael Elgin won it, but 3-4 weeks ago. Goto got it back. Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. I like the fact that Jeff Cobb could have this belt. He can now be a somewhat of a stint. He can have a legit stint on TV in New Japan. And maybe this is going to be that belt that steals the show at Wrestle Kingdom. You can have like a fatal 5-way, and it could be awesome for that belt. Or you can have like a 10-man ladder match for it. Or even a 6-man ladder match. Whatever. Think about a ladder match in New Japan. I think the only one I've seen was Elgin and Kenny Omega. So think about that. That could be awesome. But I think this match is going to be awesome. Two big guys throwing each other around. Again, I got Jeff Cobb to be your new Never Openweight champion. Next match, IWGP Tag Team Championship match. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, Evil and Sonata. I think Matt and Nick and Matt Jackson, the Bucks of Youth, if you will, they will retain the Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. And I think they will eventually go on to feud against the Briscoe brothers as they will hopefully make their trip to New Japan and put on another excellent show, as they did at the Best in the World show from ROH when they defended the ROH Tag Team Championships. The Bucks lost, but it was a great match, and the Briscoes and the Bucks work awesome together. Evil and Sonata, I don't feel like they're just going to wither away. They're great, and I'm sure with enough time, they'll get right back in the tag title picture. Up next, Will Ospreay and Okada taking on Bushi, Tetsuya Naito. I got Ospreay and Okada. Why? Because it's Ospreay and Okada. It's the Rainmaker, and it's Mr. Flippy Man. So, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think Tetsuya Naito is definitely going to, suck up the crowd energy as best as he can. So, I think this is going to definitely be an interesting one. This might be your bathroom break, but I wouldn't want to miss the Rainmaker. So, That's on you guys. Up next, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Takahashi, Dragon Lee. Takahashi on a wave of momentum. He's, if for lack of better words, absolutely on fire right now, winning all of his matches, quite possibly going up against Will Ospreay for another title chance, or maybe even Ishimori. Who knows? But I had feel Takahashi's going to win this, and what's probably going to be the match of the night. I don't mean to take that away from Omega and Cody, but I know these guys can put on a show. Up next, IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. Jay White, Juice Robinson. Juice, baby. Juice Robinson for the win, if you will, please. Juice Robinson becomes your new IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, taking down Jay White and becoming the first American to hold that title. I don't think these guys are going to disappoint. I think even though they're in the death spot, they're going to have a better match than a lot of us even think. So keep your eyes on those gentlemen. Finally, IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. The 66th champion in Kenny Omega taking on the challenger Cody. Like I've mentioned before, this was a former match from ROH, Ring of Honor. I think this is going to be another good match in the making. However, I think that this is going to be that good of a match. It's going to make you believe that Cody might actually win. And that's all right with me. But the fact of the matter is we know, just like all of you guys know, Cody's not winning. I fully believe that Kenny Omega will hold this belt up until the Tokyo Dome. Now, I have thought that he should lose it to Kota Ibushi if Kota Ibushi wins the G1, but I'm not 100 on that. So, the G1 is for another time. You can definitely have another Okada Omega. You can have an Ibushi Omega. You can have a Naito Omega. Tanahashi Omega. Any one of those. And I think it would be awesome. But I see Kenny Omega walking in San Francisco IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and he'll walk out IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Hopefully this match can put an end to the rivalry that is Kenny and Cody, and maybe the Bullet Club can become one again. But that's hoping. Who knows? We know Kenny. He's a dastardly bastard. So God only knows. But before I let you guys go, I have 2 bits of news very quickly. Or a few bits of news. For those of you who like mobile games, New Japan Pro Wrestling, King of Pro Wrestling, if you will, has a mobile game coming to both Android and iOS. To those who saw the trial run, I hope you liked it. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was very realistic because you did have to train a lot. But I'm not 100% on when that one will be released. But it is currently in the final stages and hopefully hitting the Android store and Apple Store very, very soon. And because we're on the topic of video games, for those of you who own a PlayStation 4, I, for the first time in a while, can say I envy somebody with a PlayStation. Because as of August 28th, Fire Pro Wrestling World, the game that will bring New Japan Pro Wrestling to the masses, will be released on that day for PlayStation 4 only, to my knowledge. So that is a big, awesome piece of stuff right there. Video games galore as we get ready for the new upcoming 2K, WWE 2K with Rey Mysterio as a bonus feature and all that fun jazz. So, quickly, before I completely let you guys go, that's all the fun stuff I have for you. So I do want to thank you. And again, I do want to say I apologize for my hiatus. I am here for my fans, and I will be doing everything in my power to make sure that you get a bi-weekly New Japan update. Whether it's a 30-minute show, it's an hour show, or anything like that. Any guys that work for New Japan, that work outside, I'll do the best I can to cover it. Again, guys, anytime you want to ask me questions, feel free to leave me questions in the comment. I'll get them answered on my show. And for those of you who are currently aware, and for those who are not, I want to say thank you for letting me do this show. Thank you for letting me do the Major League Show on the RWT Podcast Network. And if you like the way I talk about New Japan, you'll love the way I talk about all things pro wrestling, from WWE to Impact to Lucha Underground, CMLL, AAA, MLW, Black Label Pro, Indies, Big Time, Japan, Canada, UK, you name it, and I do the best I can to cover every big aspect of it. For those of you who do know, I have started my own podcast station that is entitled Smart Mark Radio. And you can find all of my Smart Mark Radio episodes on smartmark.podbean.com, where I go over all things. I pretty much go over a weekly roundup of all things pro wrestling. I have a couple of show reviews. I have a couple of little shows. One show I call Casual Conversations. I take a casual pro wrestling fan. We review a show together, and we see just how much that casual mind works compared to, I say, a more veteran mind than mine. And I'm not bagging on any casuals. I'm just saying it's a lot of fun when you compare, say, a hardcore fan to a casual fan. And I felt like I had a couple of fun episodes. So far, the only episodes on that are my brothers. There's more to come. I have another show that I do with a former RWT member, if you will, a former radio voice, Brian Green. Brian Green and I do a show as often as we can. We call it the Mo and Brian Show. We go over all things wrestling, and then we try to review a show at the end. So, again, if you are interested in not only me talking about the Major League Show, which you can find right here on the RWT Podcast Network on youtube.com and on Facebook, but you can find me and all of my pro wrestling talkings on smartmarkradio.podbean.com. I can also be found on SoundCloud under the artist name Moses Marquez. So again, thank you so much for letting me jabberjaw on. I hope you're thoroughly ready for the awesome upcoming show that is going to be the G1 special in San Francisco. And again, if you guys have any questions for me in the meantime, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Feel free to message me if need be. And again, keep your ears plugged to the RWT Podcast Network for all your favorite shows. So again, guys, thank you so much. RWT Network is where you can find the Major League Show. SmartMarkRadio.podbean.com is where you can find all my other stuff. Thanks again, guys, for listening. I can't wait for this show. Hope you enjoy the upcoming show. Again, July 7th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again, guys. Have a fantastic week.